So in this video, this is my first Buoy 10 trip of 2023, and I hope to have more. I'm going to go again here in a few days, and hopefully another trip after that with my boat, take it back down there. I went with Vinny and Bulmaro. It was Vinny's first Buoy 10 trip, first bar crossing, first salmon. My rod went off, and I gladly handed it off to him to have him land his first salmon, and that's just great stuff. I love it. You know, it's what these trips are all about. We were out in the ocean. We were catching fish and releasing, and we ended up with a keeper, and I got a red hot report, or a report on a red hot bite in the river. So what did we do? We left fish to go find fish. What does Cody Herman say? Don't leave fish to go find fish. And so I knew this. I read his, I watch his reports daily, and so mistake made, lesson learned. So I'm not going to do that again. If we go on the ocean where we catch fish, I'm going to stay there. So what we did catch it on was this 2.5 inch, or you know, the 2.5 spin fish. This one's called the Flamethrower. And thanks again to Cody Herman for pointing this one out. He was catching fish on this one. What I do, I went out to Fish Field and I bought some of these because we don't have these at my work. And it was a success. It was catching the jacks. It caught the keeper for the day. And I also tried something new this year, fish nip, instead of my typical tuna. We did have it on the boat, but this one I happened to use the fish nip, and put a little oil in there too, and that's what did the job for us. And so maybe at the end of this video I will do a little tutorial of my Buoy 10 setup I did for that day. My rod, my reel, bumper length, leader length, dropper weight, all that stuff. And so at the end of the video, I'll just do a real short thing on how I set it up with this spin fish and caught that fish for the day. And I should have stayed out in the ocean, but I didn't. I chased a report. That's what we do. We chase reports, don't we? And I tell people, don't chase the report, be the report. I knew this stuff. I say this stuff all the time. You know, when we go chasing reports out in the Columbia, you know, it doesn't matter who caught how much the day before, you know, because the next day it's going to be different. And we all know this at that fishery. It changes day to day. One day it's going to be red hot. The next day, you know, nothing. So anyway, but you get caught up in the frenzy, and you just, you know, you want to catch fish. What? You're on a double? I'll be right there. Yeah, that's exactly what I did, man. I said, reel them up. we zoomed into the river, and I got skunked for the rest of the day. It was a lousy feeling, you know, that the rest of the day it's just like, what are we doing wrong? We saw nets flying all around us. At the dock, anyone I talked to, there was a lot of people got skunked for the day. And they put in at dark 30, just like we did. So we ended up not having such a bad day. I felt like I could have done a lot better if we just stayed out in the ocean. Of course, hindsight's 2020. So, you know, people, don't chase the report. Don't leave fish to find fish. Don't chase the report, be the report. I say that all the time. And words to heed. So anyway, I hope you like this video. If you do, give me that thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, smash that subscribe button down there. Tie lines. See you on the water.
Oh, you're right.
Hey, there's a fish. There's a fish. Okay, Vinny, come on. This is all you right here.
All right. Just pop it up.
Yep. Look. Yeah, always two hands. Pull it two hands, but you got it.
It's right there. It's up.
Right.
I need to reel mine.
Pull that one.
Right on, dude.
Oh shit. This is something big.
Yeah.
All right, so tighten the drag. So spin the star the other way. Yep. Yep. And now, here, put your hand on right up here. Put this hand up here. No, this hand up.
Oh, gotcha.
There you go. There you go. We're gonna kill the motor. Oh, can you do it from the remote? Or do you want me to do it? No, you did. So he's still going out. So tighten your drag up.
A little more.
Yep.
I'm reeling him in, right?
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought it was going out. There you go. All right.
Oh, shit.
Oh, dude.
Oh, shit.
All right. Is that another one? Oh, no. I was. So you want me to do that?
Where's the baby at?
Okay, okay, so now you're going to lift up the rod. Here, out this way. Oh my God. So now you're going to let your line out.
Okay.
Yeah, what do we got?
It's a wild chinook.
All right. Well, we can keep it wild.
I'm gonna drop my
All
line
right,
back
dude.
out.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy shit.
Look at that, man.
Dude.
All right, so now, yeah, bring all that stuff in. Just drop it into the gunnel, or yeah, we'll just put this right here. So now, right here, right above the eyes, just like one good whack. Whack. All right.
Oh,
It's all you do. It's all you.
So right there?
Yep. One good whack. There you go. See the quiver?
Right.
Yeah. He's
That's
out. Yeah. He's out.
Oh my
All right,
God.
so now let's get the pliers.
Holy shit.
And now we're gonna unhook them.
Wow, we're just talking and the action just happened.
Yeah.
Again, we told you, Vinny. That's how it works.
So like I promised earlier, I'm going to talk a little bit about the gear that I used that you saw Vinny catch the fish on. Happened to be my rod, and I was running a Lima Glass XCC K-Night Quick Series trolling rod rated 15 to 30. All my trolling rods are rated 15 to 30. I know they have some 1540s out there, but that could handle a 20 ounce. I don't run any 20 ounce. The one you saw in the video was a 16 ounce. That's the heaviest I run for trolling on these 360s. And so this one's a 10.5 foot. I have two 10.5 foots and two 9.5 foots. This one I happened to buy from a guide when he was done with it. Paid 150 bucks for it, and it's been a great rod. The reel is the Shimano 501HG LC. It's a 500 series left hand line counter. All my reels are line counters, very important. And the line is a 65-pound high-vis braid, and on the end of that braid, I will have a weed guard or a hat, a bead, and this is a VIP slider. I run a dropper. I'll put a 1 foot length of 10-pound mono on there and put my weight on the end of that. That is my dropper. We'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later, about how droppers will get tangled up in the bumper line. So, and on the end of the braid will be a 5 bead chain. On the end of this 5 bead chain, I will hook the bumper to the flasher. This will hook right to the bead chain. Then this is about a 20-inch titanium. I've got a few of these titaniums now. I like them. I've tied my own mono, some 60, 150, 200-pound mono, because I tuna fish, so I've got 200, 150 and 200-pound mono, and I made bumpers out of those. Problem is when you drag ground because you're not paying attention, or all of a sudden the ground just comes up and you're dragging gear, and this will wrap around your dropper. If you're running a dropper, I do. because I want that weight to break off, because if you clip your weight straight onto the slider and you can't unsnag, something has to give way, and if you break your main line, you lose everything, and so I'd rather just lose the weight. So 20-inch bumper. This is what you saw in the video, was a short bus chrome dipped flasher. I like these as long as it's chrome. I don't know how much difference between the stickered and the dipped ones are, but this one just feels cool when you hold it, so it's one of those things. And on the end of this, I have leader to, this is a 2.5 spin fish. This is the chrome and red bone herring pattern with a hoochie on it. Did real well on that one last year. This year, and I hadn't seen this color before this year. This is the 2.5, they make them in 3.0s also. Flamethrower, and probably 4.0s. I don't use the 4.0s much anymore. But this is the one that caught the fish in the video. Thanks Cody Herman for pointing this one out. I ran to the fish field, grabbed a couple right away, because that's what we do, right? Oh, it worked for him, it's got to work for me. So, and it did. I used it, it worked great. I actually put fish nip in it this time instead of my typical tuna recipe that I put together. Tuna and a can of oil, and I put other powders in there and stuff. This time it was just fish nip, and it worked. So simple fish nip. This is fish nip from last year too, by the way, and it worked. So anyway, that's my gear. Thanks for watching and hanging out till the end. If you like what you saw, remember, give me that thumbs up. You want to see more like it, you want to talk more about gear, leave a comment down below. Smash that subscribe button when you want to see more. Tight lines. See you in the water.